Hey boys and girls, how's everybody doing today? It's Tuesday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Today was the day where you guys are all going to be Irish in the classroom today, but unfortunately I hope you guys are able to celebrate a little bit with some green food or something like that. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are taking advantage of all the resources that I sent you, reading some books, checking out some of the online stuff, able to get some math problems done on either Khan Academy or Math IXL. We are going to be reading chapter 27, half of it, because it's kind of long. It's a little long, and the video yesterday was kind of long. It took me forever to upload it on YouTube, but I hope you guys are able to see it. It looked like I had quite a few views on it, so I hope you guys are able to check that out. So the only people that are left right now is Mike TV and Charlie Bucket, and now it's Mike TV's turn to shine. So it's chapter 27. Mike TV is sent by television. Mike TV was even more excited than Grandpa Joe at seeing a bar of chocolate being sent by television. "But Mr. Wonka," he shouted, "can you send other things through the air in the same way? Breakfast cereal, for instance?" "Oh, my sainted aunt," cried Mr. Wonka, "don't mention that disgusting stuff in front of me. Do you know what breakfast cereal is made of? It's made of all those little curly wooden shavings you find in pencil sharpeners. And some pencil sharpeners are cleaner than others, as we so found out." "Al, thank you." "But could you send it by television if you wanted to, as you do chocolate?" asked my TV. "Of course I could." "And what about people?" asked my TV. "Could you send a real live person from one place to another in the same way?" "A person?" cried Mr. Wonka. "Are you off your rocker? But could it be done?" "Good heavens, child, I really don't know. I suppose it could. Yes, I'm pretty sure it could. Of course it could. I wouldn't like to risk it, though. It might have some very nasty results." But Mike TV was already off and running. The moment he heard Mr. Wonka saying, "I'm pretty sure it could. Of course it could," he turned away and started running as fast as he could towards the other end of the room where the great camera was standing. "Look at me!" he shouted as he ran. "I'm going to be the first person in the world to be sent by television." "No, no, 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 no," cried Mr. Wonka. "Mike," screamed Mrs. TV, "stop. Come back. You'll be turned into a million tiny pieces." But there was no stopping Mike TV now. The crazy boy rushed on, and when he reached the enormous camera, he jumped straight for the switch, scaring Oompa Loompas right and left as he went. "See you later, alligator," he shouted, and he pulled down the switch, and as he did so, he leaped out into the full glare of the mighty lens. There was a blinding flash. Then there was silence. Then Mrs. TV ran forward, but she stopped dead in the middle of the room, and she stood there. She stood staring at the place where her son had been, and her great red mouth opened wide. And she screamed, "He's gone! He's gone!" "Good heavens, he has gone!" shouted Mr. TV. Mr. Wonka hurried forward and placed a hand gently on Mrs. TV's shoulder. "We shall have to hope for the best," he said. "We must pray that your little boy will come out unharmed at the other end." "Mike!" screamed Mrs. TV, clasping her head in her hands. "Where are you?" "I'll tell you where he is," said Mr. TV. "He's whizzing around above our heads in a million tiny pieces." "Don't talk about it," wailed Mr. TV. "We must watch the television set," said Mr. Wonka. "He may come through any moment." Mr. and Mrs. TV and Grandpa Joe and little Charlie and Mr. Wonka all gathered around the television and stared tensely at the screen. The screen was quite blank. "He's taking a heck of a long time to come across," said Mr. TV, wiping his brow. "Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear," said Mr. Wonka. "I do hope that no part of him gets left behind." "What on earth do you mean?" asked Mr. TV sharply. "I don't wish to alarm you," said Mr. Wonka, "but it does sometimes happen that only about half the little pieces find their way into the television set. It happened last week. I don't know why, but the result was that only half a bar of chocolate came through." Mrs. TV let out a scream of horror. "You mean only a half of Mike is coming back to us?" she cried. "Let's hope it's the top half," said Mr. TV. "Hold everything," said Mr. Wonka. "Watch the screen. Something's happening." The screen had suddenly begun to flicker. Then some wavy lines appeared. Mr. Wonka adjusted one of the knobs, and the wavy lines went away. And now, very slowly, the screen began to get brighter and brighter. "Here he comes," yelled Mr. Wonka. "Yes, that's him all right." "Is he all in one piece?" cried Mrs. TV. "I'm not sure," said Mr. Wonka. "It's too early to tell." Faintly at first, but becoming clearer and clearer every second, the picture of Mike TV appeared on the screen. He was standing up and waving at the audience and grinning from ear to ear. "But he's a midget," shouted Mr. TV. "Mike," cried Mrs. TV, "are you all right? Are there any bits of you missing?" "Isn't he going to get any bigger?" shouted Mr. TV. "Talk to me, Mike," cried Mrs. TV. "Say something. Tell me you're all right." A tiny little voice, no louder than the squeaking of a mouse, came out of the television set. "Hi, Mom," it said. "Hi, Pop. Look at me. I'm the first person ever to be sent by television." "Grab him," ordered Mr. Wonka. "Quick, quick!" Mike TV shot out a hand and picked the tiny figure of Mike TV out of the screen. "Hooray!" cried Mr. Wonka. "He's all in one piece. He's completely unharmed." Okay, so we're going to read half of that. We'll read the other half tomorrow. So yesterday, your questions were to tell me about the team where the Marlins play and what stadium it was, the biggest city they have there, anything interesting facts about the state where they play. And I hope you guys are able to come up with that and discuss that with your parents. And also the most famous person or the famous player that played for them. I hope you guys remember who that was. And so anyways, today I want you to tell me what team wears gray and navy blue and plays in New York. And also, there's 5 parts of New York. And I want you to talk to your parents about what they are. They're 5 parts called, they're sections, so to speak, okay? And I want you to discuss with your parents. I also want you to discuss with your parents some important landmarks, some important buildings, what kind of stuff you would do in New York. And, bonus question, I want you to tell me what the significance of number 42 is, not only to the Yankees, but also, I just gave you the answer, but also to all of Major League Baseball. Okay? Discuss that with your parents and discuss why that's important. We will finish up chapter 27 tomorrow, and I'll chat with you guys soon. Take care. Listen to your parents. Make good choices. Bye.